Today we are visiting one of the most uniquely photogenic places in Turkey, the sparkling white travertine terraces of Pamukkale. It's a beautiful place that just jumps off the screen in photos and videos, and this has helped it reach the status of being internet famous and has become a must-visit destination when traveling around Turkey. But does the experience match the amazing visuals? We will answer this and share some tips to help you get the best out of your Pamukkale experience. And before we go any further, if I am mispronouncing the name of this place, please let me know in the comments. The first point I wanted to talk about was the temperature of the water. I was under the impression that these were hot springs, but the pools that we dipped our feet into were lukewarm to mildly cold. I've since learned that the only warm water is at the top and bottom pools. When on site, I attempted to climb to the pools higher up on the terraces, but was turned around by an official, so I guess it was off limits at the time that we visited. So if you are sensitive to cold, you should probably visit in the summer months if you want to go for a swim, or make sure you head to those warmer thermal baths at the top or bottom of the complex. The second point is the level of comfort or discomfort you're going to experience while on site. The white rocky surface is wet and slippery in places and at times very hard on your feet, so tread carefully. The images you see of people relaxing and lazing about in the pools are probably in a lot of pain while doing so, or at least uncomfortable. You also cannot wear shoes while you're in the main area, so be prepared to tough it out in some places, especially where you see those wavy patterns in the surface of the rock. These edges can be quite sharp and uncomfortable on your feet. There are also stories of people having bad falls and breaking bones on the hard surface, so take it easy out there, because if you slip, it could really ruin your vacation. And if that's making you nervous, you can put some good karma out into the world before visiting by taking a moment to hit the like button and subscribing to the channel. The third point is the amount of water that is in the baths. Now this is one of the things that you may find underwhelming. Unfortunately, a lot of the water is now diverted away from the terraces towards the nearby hotels. As a result, there are a number of areas where you can see that pools obviously existed in the past, but they're now bone dry. It's a shame, but unless you're there at the really busy times, you should still have plenty of rooms to splash about in the pools that do have water in them. The fourth point are the unique colours of the area. It's the combination of the colours that makes Pamukkale such a glorious sight. Travertine is a form of limestone, and that's what shapes the white terraces. But it's the turquoise water that really gives this place its character, and it's the contrast against the white structure that makes this place look so amazing. One of the reasons that people may leave disappointed is if there's not a lot of sunshine. When the sun is out and blazing, the water appears to have more colour. So on a cloudy day, the water doesn't pop like it does in some of these images. For the fifth point, I wanted to touch briefly on the crowds to expect. Like with any internet famous destinations, the crowds of tourists will descend on the site every day. We visited first thing in the morning and entered the site as soon as it opened, so there was plenty of space, but it was filling up quickly by the time we left. So if you're hoping to get into the warmer pools that I mentioned earlier at the top and bottom of the complex, you'll be better off attending either very early or very late in the day so that you can enjoy yourself without being overwhelmed by others. Now this is not really an all-day activity. At most you'll spend an hour, maybe two, splashing around in the pools before you'd want to move on. So the sixth point is to check out the other activities in the area. Just nearby are the ancient ruins of Hierapolis. Here you will find a museum and a grand theatre that is incredibly well preserved. You can also take a dip in Cleopatra's antique pool nearby and swim alongside some submerged Roman columns that fell into the water after an earthquake long ago.